My name is LadyJosephine Nwaeze, FNSE. I'm the Managing Director of News Engineering, Nigeria Limited. The current hardship that Nigerians are facing, now is as a result of the removal of fuel subsidy. So if I have to advise the government, since the removal of this fuel subsidy cannot be reversed, Nigerians had been promised a couple of things to cushion the effect of this removal. Is the CNG buses, compressed natural gas buses, that would have aided or helped Nigerians in moving from one place to the other. And doing business in Nigeria has become very challenging as a result of what all of us are experiencing. I think business owners should be exempted or be given what they call tax holidays. The overhead of running businesses now is, I don't know how to explain it. So many companies are closing down. Some foreign companies are even leaving the country. Some investors are withdrawing from the country. Some companies are downsizing. Some are closing down outrightly. So it is very challenging doing businesses now. Something needs to be done because these are employers of labor, so that we don't all close down. Businesses should be given what they call tax holidays because of high cost of running businesses, at least for now, pending when things will get a little better. The problem of power sector is very critical, I must say. It requires a lot of attention. It's very critical. You can also agree with me that the population of Nigeria, at least as at the last time census was conducted, we are over 200 million. But then the generation capacity doesn't match our population. So a lot needs to be done in the area of generation. A lot more injection substations needs to be built, that will provide, transmit energy to different parts of the country. And further to what I have just said, most of our equipment, you rightly said, this problem had been lingering on for the past 2 decades. I can authoritatively tell you that most of the equipments we have now, or that have been in use now, has been there for over 2 decades. So a lot of them are now obsolete. They need to be changed. And doing that is funding, it's a lot of money. So because of the obsolete state of our equipment, they can't take enough energy. I'm sure that most of the discos are not taking enough energy because they don't have the capacity to take more than they are taking now. What it means is that they are refusing a lot of energy, so they can't transmit. Most of the equipments are old. It needs to be changed. While Nigerians are ready, they are actually in darkness. They are ready to pay, to have light, to do their businesses. But most of the people, the discos, can't take more than they are doing now. So if something has to be done to change the obsolete equipment, to enable them have the capacity to accept energy and transmit and give Nigerians light, I'm sure many of them will be happy. If they have light to do their businesses, I'm sure they will be able to pay the electric bills. And the people that are in the interiors, rural areas that don't have access to national grid, supposed to also be carried along. We need to provide off-grid renewable energy, mini grid for them. Some of them are farmers, so they need light to do their farm work. Some of them are bricklayers, rural areas that don't have access. They can do their small businesses when you do mini grid, off grid in their area. So it will actually help them. So these are, and most importantly, funding. You can't operate in this space without funding. We talk a lot about institutions that can give loan to enable people in this sector do their businesses. The truth of the matter remains that accessing funding from commercial banks is very expensive. And most of the institutions that give loan at single digits usually comes up with very unbearable conditions, that makes it even more difficult to access. So until government intervene in all the conditions that serious business people should meet before they can have access to funding, we'll just be going around the circle. And then even when you can meet most of the needs, bureaucracy is a lot. So all these bottlenecks here and there, it's not helping businesses. It's actually, worsening things. And we shouldn't forget that the drivers of economy are private companies, because they are employers of labor, the highest taxpayers. So if you frustrate the likes of the Dangotes, Elumelus, can you imagine the number of people they employ? If you make business environment difficult for them, and it happens that they need to disengage people, many people will suffer for it. And I'm talking about the people that are already up there, and people that are also struggling to survive. Something needs to be done so that there will be ease of doing business. These are people that had weathered the storms. These are people that had failed several times and learned from it. Success is not the absence of failure. When you fail, there are lessons you would have learned from your failure. These are people that had passed through that route. Today they are up there. They are not there for nothing. They had, had a lot of experience on the way. So they have a lot to give to the society. I think government should work in partnership with them. These are people that do a lot of corporate social responsibility on their own. Many of them had provided infrastructure in the area they are operating their businesses. So they have a lot to offer. I think it's a right move by the government to bring these men together. They had acquired a lot of experiences over years, and I'm sure they are willing to give. But after they had advised the government, the next thing is, will the government implement it? That is where the problem is. If they can advise the government on way forward, I think, and the government is able to implement it, I think it's a good move in the right direction.